Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's show, Tzu Chi volunteers across the United States continue to send relief supplies to victims of Hurricane Sandy. In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers are distributing daily necessities, blankets, and warm clothes to poor farmers and children. And we meet two adorable sisters from the Philippines who are holding a charity painting sale to raise funds for the future Philippines Tzu Chi Hospital. We start today's show in the United States, where Tzu Chi volunteers continue to show support and care to those affected by Hurricane Sandy. Louise, an English teacher that teaches at Tzu Chi New York chapter, decided to volunteer when he heard that Tzu Chi was holding a relief distribution in his hometown of Far Rockaway. Aside from guiding other volunteers around, Louise also brought the team home to meet his 98-year-old mother, who has been without electricity for 7 days.
Ah, ya, mucho gusto.
Yo trabajo con ellos.
Ah, ya, sí, sí, sí.
All my family comes to this church, including myself. Yes, this is like my second house.
Upon knowing that Tzu Chi is planning on holding a disaster aid distribution in Far Rockaway, Louise immediately volunteers to join, as that's his hometown. Louise is very familiar with the geography of Far Rockaway and had no trouble leading other volunteers straight to 3 different churches where the relief distribution are held. At the conclusion of the distribution, Louise takes us home to visit his 98-year-old mother and sister.
See, the building is dark. This is the elevator that goes to the 7th floor, but right now it's not working because there's no electricity. So people have to walk up the stairs. This light we have is powered by a generator, but the generator needs gasoline. If we run out of gasoline, we cannot even have this light on. There's no electricity, so people cannot actually walk. Hello!
Hey.
Hi!
Ay, ¿qué es lo que está haciendo, muchacho?
98. Yes. Yeah, and strong. You see that the fridge is open. There's nothing there. It is our temporary refrigerator until we get electricity back from the company. The window is very cold, and that keeps the food from spoiling. For 7 days now. This is day 7 now that we haven't had electricity. It is very difficult, especially for elderly people and children.
Gorro y bufanda.
All the clothes that she has on, she keeps it when she goes to sleep. Then when she goes to bed, she keeps all her clothes on, plus these 2 blankets. Okay, the only means of communication we have here, a battery-operated radio, no television.
With no electricity in the house, Louise's mother sits by the kitchen, using the hot steam coming off the boiling water in the kitchen to keep warm. Tzu Chi volunteers cover the senior with a blanket, wishing her the best in the days to come. Among those affected by Hurricane Sandy are blood donation centers, which are experiencing shortages. To help, the Tzu Chi New York chapter held a joint blood drive with the local blood donation center, hoping to replenish supplies.
The New York Blood Bank has been partnering with Tzu Chi to hold blood drives for over 10 years, but today's event was particularly significant. After Superstorm Sandy caused a power outage, there has been cancellations of blood drives and blood shortages, since without power, many of the blood stored in the banks have gone bad.
This is the only blood drive in Queens County today, because other places such as high schools are still facing power outage and other problems.
Despite the calamity, 158 participants showed up, each to contribute and make a difference.
Hopefully, in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, I was hoping, I could do a little something to help out in case anybody needed blood out there, any injury victims.
I'm quite lucky because I still have petrol, and it isn't far for me to travel here. I'm always here to take part in the blood drive twice a year. I believe there are many people in need of help.
Another longtime blood donor was eager to offer to give a gift of life. However, he was met with some unexpected news.
I'm shocked. This is the first time ever I've been rejected. Apparently, I was in the Dominican Republic just 2 months ago, and so they're saying because of that I cannot give the blood. He takes my blood every year. I've been a part of this blood drive for many years now, and always proud to see so many people from Tzu Chi Foundation helping, and also many people from the community at large coming to the Tzu Chi blood drive to really do their share.
Although Mr. Liu wasn't able to donate blood, but he had a clear message for the volunteers, and Tzu Chi will continue to help the New Yorkers who are hurting from the storm.
Also, to help the victims affected by the superstorm, 7,000 blankets were sent out from the Tzu Chi Dallas chapter to New Jersey. The preparation was joined by Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Yo Li, who took a day off from work to help. Meanwhile, to contribute their share to help those in greater need, students at the Tzu Chi Academy in San Dimas kindly donated money to a school donation box.
Volunteers cook without electricity or gasoline. In such conditions, they need to cook their meals by wearing headlights so they can see.
As the darkest night gives way to a brighter dawn, after Hurricane Sandy swept through New York, the seeds of love within everyone also flourished. To help the victims, students at the Tzu Chi Academy in San Dimas kindly donated money to their school's donation box. Meanwhile, Taiji students at the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters also contributed their love.
While we are eating, many of the disaster victims in the East Coast are suffering and without electricity. Some of them are still living in temporary shelters. We should contribute our share to help them and offer support to our Tzu Chi brothers and sisters on the East Coast.
This donation box is filled with the love and support of the Tzu Chi family on behalf of the victims on the East Coast. Upon receiving the news, Dallas Tzu Chi volunteers quickly mobilized and loaded the blankets onto a truck that would deliver the blankets to New Jersey.
When I received the news, I immediately took a day off to volunteer.
Despite it being a working day, many of the volunteers decided to take a day off or use their lunch break to volunteer, hoping to contribute their share.
We won't be affected by the superstorm, but in the past, we also suffered from disasters. Currently, the East Coast is being hit by a cold front. Therefore, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters are working around the clock to deliver blankets to the disaster victims.
On November 9, 7,000 blankets were sent to New Jersey and then delivered to the hands of disaster victims in New York.
Moving to Thailand, in Chiang Mai, volunteers held a winter aid distribution at a local school where they handed out daily necessities, blankets, clothes, and school essentials. And for those residents who were not able to leave their homes, the volunteers kindly delivered the items to their doorsteps.
Chiang Mai lies in the north of Thailand, and the winter here can be a cold affair with temperatures dropping below 10 Celsius. Most of residents are farmers with an average yearly income of less than $200, with which they need to pay for supplies, food, and school tuition.
I suddenly realized how lucky I was. I know that my parents spent a lot of money to send me here to study instead of just letting me play. I think I should treasure this time and work hard in my studies.
At 3 villages, volunteers handed out daily necessities, blankets, warm clothing, and school supplies to 205 families.
Thank you so much. We don't have enough jackets, and winter is approaching. Getting these supplies has made me very happy.
I am so happy, thank you. All of us living in the mountains have difficult lives, and the weather will be cold from now on.
Here, one can find people of Han, Li, and Aha descent. With so many different ethnic groups and languages, some volunteers helped with translation.
The items that we get are very valuable for us. In addition to material aid, through a word here and a smile there, residents here have found peace and happiness.
Whether it is through a blanket, hug, or a smile, volunteers are bringing warmth to the residents in this remote mountain area.
Taiwan's Northern District team of doctors traveled to Penghu to carry out a free clinic for recycling volunteers. 45 recycling volunteers arrived to receive their checkup, with furthest traveling from Niaoyu to Penghu via boat.
This is the first time Northern District team of doctors have conducted a free clinic for Tzu Chi's recycling volunteers in Penghu. Team of doctors brought with them the medical equipment needed for the free clinic.
的吗？对。这是什么器材？眼科的器材。
The free clinic was held at Penghu Hospital. Chen Cong and a lab technician at the hospital took it upon himself to arrange the venue.
The superintendent immediately agreed for us to use the venue. He wanted to participate as well, but unfortunately, because of business arrangements, he isn't able to join us today.
45 volunteers arrived to have the checkups, the furthest arriving from Niaoyu by boat. Shi Long-er, in charge of driving the boat, is also the first recycling volunteer in Niaoyu.
This is a voice of encouragement for us. We need to look after our bodies and watch out for our health as well. With healthy bodies, we can do more recycling.
The services at this free clinic included surgery, ophthalmology, dental treatment, psychiatry, and also Chinese medicine.
I feel much better after being treated by the doctor. My muscles don't feel so tense anymore.
Among the Chinese medical doctors was Dr. Huang Zhenchang, who, despite recovering from a stroke, chose to be part of the free clinic.
Although I have reduced mobility, I feel glad to be here.
Appreciated for their hard work in safeguarding our planet, thanks to these team of doctors, these recycling volunteers can continue to make this world a more beautiful place.
Also in Taiwan, on November 3rd, the Shanying Tzu Chi second-hand market finally opened to the public. The market was once a factory that belonged to volunteer Huang Chongshun. Since Huang and his wife live in China all year round, they decided to donate the place to Tzu Chi. The opening ceremony was joined by nearly 300 people.
The Shanying Tzu Chi market used to be a factory. However, owner Huang Chongshun, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, decided to donate the factory to Tzu Chi since he works in China all year round.
It is hard to find a place that is suitable for the opening of a Tzu Chi market. I remember asking Master Zheng Yan that since we have a place at the industrial park in Taoyuan, what could we do to turn it into something useful?
With an area of approximately 662 square meters, the Tzu Chi market can display second-hand items such as large pieces of furniture, clothes, bags, and among other things. The market is also decorated with recyclables as the volunteers hope to spread the concept of cherishing resources.
We made this because the window was broken and didn't want to spend any money. We decided to use the bottom of a broken baby crib and add some writing to it to make a beautiful decoration.
The opening ceremony on November 3rd was joined by nearly 300 people, and with so many people celebrating the occasion, the market would definitely be a popular one.
In the Philippines, the Tzu Chi Ophthalmology Center has helped around 20,000 patients since 2007. To improve the medical service, Tzu Chi's plan of expanding the center to a hospital inspired a pair of sisters who are 7 and 10 years of age to hold a charity sale of their paintings and donate the money to Tzu Chi.
Colorful paintings show the purity of 7-year-old Wu Lisa and the 10-year-old Wu Yamin. A resting cat in a colorful world and owls of various colors demonstrate their creativity. The Wu sisters are holding a charity sale to raise funds for Tzu Chi's Ophthalmology Center.
And I also like painting, and it's also for charity. So I'm really happy that I can help all these people just by making paintings. Thank you everybody that bought something.
Thank you for the people who bought our paintings.
I'm very proud of my children. They're very good children, and I think we're bringing them up the right way.
The exhibition is held in a local hotel. Many people are inspired by their talent and pure compassion.
Fortunately, we still got these two But since there are a lot of people who still want to get some paintings, we've decided to donate it back so that the Tzu Chi Foundation can generate more funds to help more people.
Some people bought the paintings to donate, hoping to pass on their love. The charitable deeds of the two sisters proves that everyone can help, regardless of wealth or age.
Taiwan's Taidong is home to the Gao sisters. The four sisters are raised by their grandparents because their parents work away from home. Although their lives are difficult, the sisters are very conscientious when it comes to sharing the burden of household chores. The eldest, Gao Tinghuan, has excellent grades at school, and the other three are indispensable members of the school's indigenous dance club. To encourage the four to continue with their efforts at home and at school, Tzu Chi presented each with a New Shoot scholarship. At home, the four sisters start on their homework. The Gao sisters live in Taidong's Dawu Township with their grandparents. After finishing their homework, they will help with household chores.
I want to thank my grandparents who have looked after us when we were little. Now they're getting older and need more care. I hope I can look after them when I grow up.
Although poor and sick, the children's grandparents remain in good spirits.
I don't find it particularly hard to raise this family. I just want my granddaughters to study hard and learn to be thankful when they grow up.
Although their parents do not live with them, the four sisters have not let them down. Ting Huan is the lead dancer of the Aboriginal Dance Club, winning second place in a national contest. The other sisters are also talented singers and dancers.
I hope you four sisters will keep at your hard work now that Tzu Chi has helped you. If you are able to reciprocate in the future, you should do so.
On the day of the 2012 New Shoot Scholarship Awards ceremony, the Gao sisters all received awards, and their grandparents were also there to share the joy. To mark the 20th anniversary of the Tzu Chi Collegiate Youth Association, Tzu Chings from Tzu Chi Malacca chapter in Malaysia took to the stage, performing the sign language musical of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude towards parents, hoping to inspire more youths to practice filial piety.
After 8 months of preparation, the Malacca Tzu Ching's performance of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude towards parents finally curtained and attracted over 1,000 members of the public, over half of which were youngsters. This is also the first time that Tzu Ching's shouldered such a large-scale event.
Due to our lack of experience, what we initially planned and how it was executed was somewhat different. Whether it was the Tzu Chings or Tzu Ching alumni, we were a new team, all doing this for the first time. But we are really grateful to have the Tzu Chi aunties and uncles' support and guidance along the way.
There is a first-time experience for many, especially for Tzu Ching Zhang Yujian, who played the role of a rebellious and wild teenager. Through this role, he realized the importance of family and was determined to better himself.
During the performances, I looked back and reflected how I treated my parents before. I used to raise my voice at them, and sometimes I would ignore them when they called me.
Of course, I am touched. He has improved a lot. Now when he comes home, we will chat, something which we really didn't do much of in the past.
The vivid portrayals of the performers coupled with the lyrics moved many in the audience and brought them to tears. A longing and gratitude for parents arose in this moment, especially for the youngsters who study away from home.
I used to be rebellious when I was younger. When my mom asked me where I had been, I would just ignore her. Now I know what I did was wrong and that I should be more filial to my parents.
Performance concluded with the song "The Most Beautiful Smile," dedicated to the audience as a token of the cast's gratitude, bringing the evening to an end on a perfect note.
In Taiwan's Shulin district of New Taipei City, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at the home of cancer patient Miss Wang, who is also a Tzu Chi Care recipient, to help her move to her new home. The volunteers not only help move the old furniture, but also fixed any damaged furniture lying about.
To help care recipient Miss Wang move to her new house, Tzu Chi volunteers have to carry all the furniture down from the 4th floor to the 1st floor.
We finished the task in 2 hours. This is the spirit of Tzu Chi, where everyone is happy to reach out, and during the process, everyone is all smiles. The volunteers worked with so much happiness. It's something that I've never seen before.
The volunteers not only help move furniture, but also fix a damaged desk, while other volunteers clean up.
The volunteers had to carry down all the furniture by the stairs, and the television is very heavy. I am very touched and appreciate their efforts.
The volunteers also help transport the furniture to the new home by using a Tzu Chi recycling truck, and also repair the new place upon their arrival. With a pot of rice balls, the volunteers and Miss Wang shared the happiness of moving into a new home.
Lastly, I'm sad to report that Tzu Chi Care recipient Wu Wen-tun in Myanmar passed away on October 26th. When Tzu Chi volunteers paid a visit to his mother, she brought out the bucket of rice Wu Wen-tun had been saving for others. Although he was bound with sickness, Wu Wen-tun never gave up hope that he would return to the farm fields one day, and was willing to help others in any way that he could.
On October 26, Wu Wen-tun passed away due to complications with his asthma. A year ago, he injured himself while working in the fields that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Since June of 2012, Tzu Chi volunteers would regularly bring rice for the family.
Ever since he heard the concept of the story about saving a handful of rice a day from volunteers, he had begun saving, and he has already saved half a bucketful.
Saving a handful of rice each day was Wu Wen-tun's way to reciprocate as a farmer. Having worked in the fields since he was 11, despite becoming bedridden, Wu Wen-tun never gave up on his hope of returning to work.
He never gave up. He often thought about returning to the farm fields when he got better. Although he was ill, he never gave up.
The only thing he told me before he passed away was to never forget to save a handful of rice.
Every grain of rice in the rice piggy bank is filled with Wu Wen-tun's love for those who are hungry to be fed.
Moving back to the United States, to help hurricane survivors, Tzu Chi New Jersey chapter put together relief supplies for the upcoming distribution in the areas of Atlantic City, Kingsburg, South Toms River, and Little Ferry. Though the East Coast is under the threat of another storm, volunteers are still determined to get all the relief supplies out. That's all the time we have for. Thank you for tuning in, and have a nice weekend.